Hi guys, Sam here. I'm back for another review with my XSR Yamaha 125, and I thought I'd come to a local place near my home with beautiful views, and you guys see in a minute why I have brought you guys here. So we've got beautiful views, and I thought I'd do another talk about my bike, the Yamaha XSR 125. A couple of you have asked me to do a pros and cons about the bike, so I thought I'd do some pros and cons and some characteristics about the bike. But first of all, just show you these wonderful views I brought you up here to see. I'll remind you again, if you haven't seen my videos at the beginning, so I live in Malaga in the south of Spain. And just zoom into that little village, and that is, some of you might know, it is Fuengirola. I mean, you might know, not because you recognize it, but because you might have heard of the little village called Fuengirola. So let's zoom back out. So first of all, as I said, let's have a little talk about the characteristics of the bike. I want to start off first with saying that this is my first bike, as I've mentioned in my previous videos. So I'm going to give you my opinion on as a newbie. Yeah, as a newbie with a new bike. Obviously, you guys have had more experience, have had bikes before. You might have a different opinion. Do let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Maybe some of my opinions or my ideas might be mistaken or wrong, but yeah, I'm just going to give you my honest opinions about what I think of my first bike. So first of all, just because I've done a few videos but never actually talked about the characteristics of the bike, so I want to start with why not start with the engine. Let's go in here. So the engine, there you go. So the engine is a single cylinder engine, 124.7 cc. It is liquid cooled, has 15 horsepower, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to get it. First of all, it's the max horsepower allowed and cc with my type of license, which is in Europe. Here I've got the driving license B, which is I'm allowed up to 15 cc, well 125 cc, I'll start again, 125 cc and 15 horsepower. So it's the max I am allowed, which is, well, what I wanted to go for, something I'm maxed out on anyway. And it has 11.5 newton meters of torque. Ignition is electric. It doesn't have a manual ignition. It's electric, and well, most of you all know you've got the little toggle, the little red switch right there. Talking about the frame. The frame is a Delta box frame, which is strong and lightweight. Tank capacity is 11 liters. I have filled tank up a few times, and yeah, I've never filled it up 11 liters. Max I've done is maybe 10 liters or something like that. I've never actually done 11 liters on this, but yeah, I've always tried to fill it to the max, to the brim, and yeah, I've never managed to do 11 liters. So also the approved consumption on the XSR 125 is about 2.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The weight of the bike, ready to go, is 140 kilos. Yes, ready to go, full tank, all its liquids, and yeah, 140 kilos. Their suspension, we have an inverted, let's go over here. We've got an inverted forks, 37mm inverted forks on the front, and I have not researched the suspension on the back, but you have a double suspension here, and then you have a single suspension, which I don't actually know the measurements for it, sorry guys, for it, but you've got it right on the back, which is one monoshock suspension. Now moving on with the LCD screen with a display. Let's get a bit closer. So we've got it here. As I said, it's an LCD screen in negative. Sorry guys, it's quite bright today. I picked a wonderful day, it's quite bright. That might be better. I'm just trying to find a way to cover it with shade. So you've got a negative LCD screen. It displays obviously your gears, kilometers per hour, well, kilometers you've ridden, speedo, obviously. You've got your revs, you've got the time, you've got trip A, you've got trip B, distance you've got left with the fuel, and obviously your consumption. And then what else can we move on to? Maybe brakes. Let's go for brakes. So brakes at the front, we have, let me come this way, you'll see better this way. Brakes, we've got one disc on the front with dimensions of 267 millimeters, and then we've also got one rear disc of 220 millimeters. To be honest guys, I've just realized that my bike only has one front disc, guys. That is literally crazy. I've just realized. I don't know why, I just had the idea in my head that my bike had two front discs, and I've just realized it only has one. But guys, generally the bike brakes very good. Brakes, yeah, brakes really good. So also the wheels, front and back wheels are both 17-inch, both same size. Back and front are both 17 inches. Now let's talk about the dimensions of this bike. So the entire length from front to back of the bike is 1,960 millimeters, or 1 meter 960 centimeters, guys. The seat height from the seat to the ground is 815, which I'll show you an example now.
Hi guys, so this is me standing next to the bike. I'm 1 meter 82, and now you can see me sitting on the bike with both my feet on the ground, flat on the ground, and now with my feet on the foot pegs with my legs bent. So you can see my posture.
And the total height of the bike, obviously from the mirrors to the floor, is 1,065 millimeters, equals 1 meter 65, guys. Okay guys, so I'd like to start with pros and cons, my honest opinions on my first bike. So first of all, I'd like to start with the Yamaha system, which is the VVA system, which is the variable valve action, which I'll be putting a video explaining exactly what it is. So pretty much it's a way that the engine can give its best in lows, medium and highs. It's a system that Yamaha's created, which works really good, especially obviously it's only, if you think about it, it's only a 125, but especially in lows and mediums it has great strength. It's got great power and torque, especially me, but you know, I'm a big chap, so I think this VVA system works very well. Extras, there are loads of extras you can buy for this bike, loads of extras from the official Yamaha dealership or aftermarket. But there's loads of extras. I've been linking down in the bottom in the descriptions, and I'll make sure to pop up a card on the top right what comes out explaining with all the actual extras I've done to this bike. So yeah, there's loads of extras, and this bike isn't that old, it's quite new, and there's quite a lot of extras. As it gets older, there'll be more extras coming out for sure. So another thing is very lightweight for the bike. As I mentioned, it's only 140 grams. That is ready to go. Liquids, everything, the whole lot. It's 140 kilos. So that's really good. Sorry, I said grams before. 140 kilos, yeah. And the consumption is amazing, man. There's an Spanish expression, I don't know if they do it in English, but it's literally the way they say it's a lighter. Pretty much, it's a lighter. The consumption is so good, which is a pro of this bike. And the next thing is something I want to talk about. It was after you break in the engine, after the 1,000 kilometers, once the engine has been broken in, is that how you say it? Broken in, yeah. After it's been broken in, 1,000 kilometers, which is about 621 miles, if I'm right, guys. After the revision, the bike is quicker. I'm not joking, guys. What did he have done? He had the oil changed, he had the oil filter change, and a few seals, apparently. The mechanic said from the official Yamaha dealers. And I swear the bike is quicker. The engine runs smoother. I don't know, it just seems quicker. Yeah, so after you've done the braking of the engine, for me, man, she is quicker. Another thing I wanted to say, which is a big thing going on at the moment, whether the low-cost petrol affects the engine, or do you stick low-cost in, or do you stick, VP, do you stick Repsol, Shell? And I just wanted to say personally that I have tried low-cost petrols, I have tried Repsol, Shell, VP, and I'm telling you guys, my bike goes much better. I'm sticking with British Petroleum, VP. Dude, I swear the engine has a bit more power, it runs smoother, and yeah, I'm just loving it. I really do like it, and I swear that the bike runs smoother on more expensive petrol. And obviously I haven't put 98 in it, I've just put 95, but I've tried both. I've tried low cost and I've tried the expensive one, and yeah, I think well, in my opinion, the bike does run better, man, on proper, quality petrol. Next thing, I think it's a great commuter bike. It is a great commuter bike. It's lightweight. You can turn, you can round the cities, towns. It is a great bike. Love it. It's a great bike, and it's a great bike for a learner. I think it's a great bike for a learner. It's not heavy, as I said, and it works wonders. If you're just learning like I am, I think it's one of the best bikes you can buy. It's an amazing 125 you can buy, and yeah, definitely agree with that. Totally pro against that. And yeah, it's a great commute bike. You're going to work, you're going to the cities, whatever you're going, countryside. Great commute bike. Maybe not for long distances. After I've done a few journeys, and yeah, maybe after 2 hours, your ass starts hurting. It's not made to be a bike for long journeys, but the seat is okay, but not the most comfortable. So definitely it's not for long journeys. Obviously it's only a 125, so what else do you guys expect? But yeah, it's still a great bike. Yeah, I wanted to mention the position, the driving position. It is very comfortable, not like a not like a an R1, a Yamaha or something like that, or a like a Z900, where the position is more racy. You are very comfortable in this. Well, to be honest, if you're a big chap like I am, 180, 182, maybe the legs, after 45 minutes to an hour, the legs might feel a bit cramped and might be a bit stiff. But so if you're a big chap, you've just got to get used to it. If you're a bit smaller, it is a great bike. Seriously, great bike. And the last thing I wanted to mention, although it only has one front and back disc, the bike brakes very good. The bike, I'm happy with the braking system. You get used to knowing the bike, you get to know the bike, you get to know how well the bike brakes and how hard it brakes. And I'm happy. I have confidence now. I know when I can brake at the last minute, and yeah, it brakes really good, guys. Now moving on with the cons. Well, before we move on with the cons, I just want to say also, passengers. I'm not going to put it in pros or cons. Obviously, if, like I mentioned, I'm a big chap. It's only 125. Taking another person, it can. No worries, it definitely can. But it might be a bit of a struggle with me. Obviously, if you got two smaller-ish people on it, skinny people, there won't be a problem at all. And there isn't a problem with big people. It's just, obviously, it's only a 125, like I said, so it depends who's going on it. But obviously, it can take two people. As you can see, he has got the strap for the passenger to hold on. I've already got a saddlebag, as you can see. Just makes it a bit easier. Put some things in there, which I love, and it makes it a bit more comfortable. So yeah, moving on with cons. Suspension. The suspension is quite soft, guys, but like I said, I am a big chap. So let's try and get in a zoom. Let's zoom in there. Yeah, I'm a big chap, so sorry, I should have cleaned my bike maybe before I did this. And I'm finding the suspension, it's fine, but it's quite soft, and as you might know, it's not adjustable. Front or back suspension aren't adjustable, so but yeah, it's very comfortable. But yeah, could be a bit harder. Obviously, it depends how much you weigh, I guess. Yeah. And as I mentioned, maybe a cons is maybe the seat. The seat, obviously, you know, you can change, you can make it more comfortable. I'm not going to do that. I'm happy with it. But obviously, as I mentioned, when you go on big journeys, maybe 2-3 hour journeys, when you do quite a few kilometers or miles, depending where you are, yeah, man, it does take it out of your ass, to be honest. But you know, you have a rest and you continue, and guess what you do? You just continue and you enjoy it. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. And I'm loving it, guys. I'm just loving it. And then another one, which isn't really a con, but I'd put it in the middle between the pros and cons, are the actual tires. So as you can see, the tires are mixed tires. They're not actually for off-road, and they're not for road tires. They're mixed compound tires. So obviously, if you're just using it to go around corners, round bends, and just for city and road, maybe obviously don't waste them, use them, and when they need changing, which is what I'm going to do, I'll be getting maybe better road tires, as I don't really do off-road. If you're doing mixed things, then these tires are perfect, as it's not a how do you say, it's not a racing bike, and it's not a, you know, enduro countryside bike. It's a mix. It's a neo-retro naked bike, and for that reason, I think the tires they have are great. But yeah, depending on what you're going to do, maybe if it's just pure road, you might want to change them when they need changing. Yeah. Another thing, indicators. The bike, it's LED. The front light is LED, and the back brake light is also LED, except the indicators. And I'm wondering, why didn't they just do the indicators? So you've got the front light, you got the back braking light. They're all LED except for the indicators. Front and back indicators not LED. And I'm like, well, it's halfway there, why not do the whole thing? But anyway, I guess maybe that's part of the neo-retro look, I guess. And another thing, not when you're going up here, but something I realized, and I know some of you have also experienced, is going down gear. If you all of a sudden need to change downshift quickly, and you're not actually letting go of the clutch, you're actually going from 5th to 4th to 3rd and 2nd, sometimes it doesn't go in gear very good. You have to actually slightly let go of the clutch a bit for it to get into gear before for it to get into gear, especially mainly going down, which is when it usually happens. So if you're going quickly and you need to change quickly, down gear quickly, if you don't let go of the clutch, you have to literally go 5, 4, 3, 2, or down to 3, and then sometimes you won't go into gear, you have to slightly let go of the clutch. But I mean, that's not really a con, it's just maybe the way the bike is designed. And then afterwards, maybe just being picky, the cabling on the handlebar, so it's a bit bright. Can I see it? Where am I going? There. You can see the cabling, you know, you can still see some of the cabling there. So maybe I'm being just a bit picky, but I think they could have done a bit of a better job of that. Whoops. Yeah, a bit of a better job of that. And at the end of the day, it's only a 125, as I said, and it's an initiation bike. But you do get, when the engine's quite revved up, you do get a lot of vibration on the handlebar and on the foot pegs. Quite a lot of vibration. When the revs are low, it's fine, not a problem. Because as soon as the revs are going up past 5,000, 6,000, yeah, you do get a lot of vibration on the foot pegs and on the handlebars. And the last thing I would say is maybe the dash. Like now, on a beautiful day like this, it is quite difficult to see the dash. At night, not a problem. Not a problem at all, but in the daytime, with this bright sunlight, it is quite difficult sometimes. It can be a problem to see dash. But guys, I don't want to put you off. It is a great bike. I am so happy with it. There is more pros than cons for sure, guys. I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, I just wanted to do this quick video just to show you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I didn't mean to mumble on so long, but yeah guys, great bike, I'm enjoying it. And if you have any questions or doubts I can help you with, I would like to contribute. If there's anything I can do, like we all do, I've researched and watched so many videos of this XSR before buying it, and I thought I could contribute and help for anybody else wanting to buy one. Okay, so that's it for now. Have an awesome day. Bye guys.